Hello and welcome to my channel, Lazy DIY. I'm Tanya, and this is my very first time participating in the Look for Less challenge hosted by Yami and her channel, The Latina Next Door. She has tons of the most beautiful DIYs. I know you're going to want to try them, so make sure you check out her channel and her co-host, Linda at FaithChick777. I will include links to both of their channels in the description box below, along with the playlist for the Look for Less challenge. The moment it was announced, I immediately dove into Pottery Barn's new arrival page. I was stunned when I came across this little boho beauty. I had to have one, and I knew immediately this was the inspiration for my Look for Less DIY project. I found these plumbing fittings at Home Depot. I used E6000 adhesive to glue them together. I already had it, so that was a no cost for me. But if you need some, I found the cheapest place to get it is Walmart. I put my adhesive on the inside of the knuckle and stuck it together like so. After a 24-hour drying period, I used sandpaper to give the whole thing a good scuff. This will help the clay stick to the plastic. I chose a pretty hefty pipe because my project is going in a guy's bedroom, but Home Depot had a selection of sizes. I will be uploading sneak peeks for that small bedroom makeover over the next month, so make sure you subscribe if you're interested in seeing that. Next, I'll be using wax paper and air dry paper clay. This is the only brand I've ever used, but I love it. Sprinkling cornstarch on everything first keeps the paper clay from sticking to anything it's not supposed to. I prefer a marble rolling pin, but use what you have. The paper clay has to be kneaded just a little bit first. I put another little sprinkle of cornstarch on the top before I started rolling it out. I tore off maybe a third of the brick of clay to start with, just because I wanted to make sure that I had enough. Anything I don't end up using can go back in an airtight container with the rest of the clay to be used for another time. I want my paper clay as thin as I can possibly get it, and I know when I've hit that point because it kind of starts breaking apart. Here I'm using the wax paper to wrap the paper clay around my fixture. The clay is really damp, so it does stick somewhat to the wax paper, but as long as I peel it back slowly and gently, it comes off just fine. If you do end up with any rips or tears, it's really easy to fix. You just take another piece of paper clay and stick it right on. I found the easiest way to do this was to cover half of the fixture at a time. Pulling off the excess paper clay from the inside fold will make for a smoother seam. I'm tucking what I can inside the fixture to cover up that outer rim as well. I'm pinching off any excess clay and just using my hand to kind of smooth it downward. This is really easy to do, but if you want it even smoother, you can use a couple of drops of water on your fingertips. Personally, I like all the dimples in the texture because I think it looks more like real terracotta that way. I picked up all of my extra clay, rolled it up into a ball, added just a little bit more from my brick just for moisture, and rolled it out again. I'm repeating the exact same steps on the other side and leaving it to dry for 24 hours. Blick sells creative clay for $8.91, and I'm guessing that I used somewhere around $2.50 worth of clay. Okay, for me this is the fun part because we get to make it look like terracotta. I found these colors at Ace Hardware, and if you hold them up to a light and a dark terracotta pot, they are, I am not kidding you, an exact match. I used the darker color called Charlie's Horse for this project. A while back I used this color to make chalk paint, so I already had it on hand, and I will put the recipe for you in the description box below. This corn broom is from Walmart, and it was $4.87. I only needed one for the size pipe fitting that I chose. I used a pair of scissors to take out all of the plastic string that was holding the broom together. Then I sectioned it off into 2 equal pieces using rubber bands. There's a metal wire that extends down into the broom, so I located that and then just started hacking away just below it. I'm using a pair of straight edge gardening shears that I got at the Dollar Tree. I love these things. I've been using them a lot for projects lately. They are surprisingly strong. Just tidying up the edges here. I'm going to use another rubber band on the newly freed side of the broom. It needs to stay fairly loose so that it will touch the edges of the plumbing fixture. So to help keep it intact, I'm hitting the edge with a bunch of hot glue. After letting the glue dry for a few minutes, I'm going to hit the inside of the fixture with hot glue as well. And then I'm just going to insert the thicker end into the hole. I'm making sure that I push it far enough in that the rubber band isn't showing. The rubber band is just going to stay on that end for added support. Once it's in, I'm adding hot glue just inside the inner rim, all the way around. I'm repeating exactly the same thing on the other side. And then I'm just finishing this up by using my clippers to cut off any excess so that it's as even as possible. I'm removing the bottom rubber bands only. And the last step that we have to do is to put the cord on the top. I got this seagrass on Amazon. It's number 0, and I will put this and everything else that I've used below in the description box for you. I have no idea how to tie this knot, and I'm not planning on learning today. So my plan is to I wrapped it around 4 times around the fixture like they did, and then I left a lot of string so that I can just keep wrapping it around the longer part. And I did that till I ran out of cord, and then I'm super gluing it. And I think it looks like I know how to tie a fancy knot, but I'd like to know what you think. So leave me a comment below if you know a better or faster way to do this, or if you know of a great tutorial that I can watch for future reference. Also, if you're enjoying this video, and I hope that you are, please like the video and subscribe and hit the little notification bell so that you'll know when I upload new videos. I upload new videos every week. The last step is just to make a little loop at the top so that we can hang our little boho wall ornament. I'm leaving a little tail here again to wrap, one for some added support, and then also because I want to thicken up that knot. My technique here is really just hot glue wrap, hot glue wrap, hot glue wrap until I run out of string. Mine is a little smaller. It's really already a statement piece, so I didn't feel the need for it to be that big in the room. I also made some minor adjustments because I just felt like it made it look more masculine. You could easily skip the knuckle in the middle if you don't like that part, and I'm sure you could find some longer grass on Amazon. But I definitely think I accomplished the look for less. Thank you for joining me here on Lazy DIY. See you next week.